additional pace that Nadeem brings. Sheikh late on the pull shot and just rushed onto the bat. And he's got a real knack of taking wickets. We saw this in Kathmandu. He was a strike bowler in these middle overs, almost playing that kind of Liam Plunkett role that was so effective for England in the 2019 World Cup, coming in and bowling with a slightly older ball. If we look at the form bowlers in this Cricket World Cup League 2, as we get to the end of the power play, the end of the 10th over, it's 49 for 1. Nepal.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
Celebrating Kumari Bank Limited's 20 years of adding values.
10 runs at an average of 76. That just gives you an idea as to how much of a miss that man is going to be today from this Omani side. Both him and Kemar Ali missing out with injuries.
Yes, they don't have the services of the leg spinner. And of course, R.K. Villiers as well. R.K. Villiers, what a star batsman he is. He has all the shots in the book. And he's someone who doesn't have the word fear in his dictionary. Would sweep a pacer any day.
Just guided. No more than guided. And again, perfect demonstration of the wrist work that these Nepali batsmen have. The 50 comes up just one delivery after the end of the first power play. Into power play 2 now. 4 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. But I feel if that ball was bowled to one of the American batsmen yesterday, they might have just worked it with a straighter bat into the offside, into the covers for a dot ball. Mala good enough to get it behind square, manipulate it. And again follows it up. Great wrist work. Over pitch this time. This partnership really starting to prosper. Mala and Sheikh working well together.
Once again, Pierce in the gap. I think Mala will have a quiet word with the outfield saying, befriend me. Maqsood wouldn't mind that. He's pulling the batsman outside his comfort zone. Once again.
Yeah, 3 balls in a row. Exactly what I'm talking about. The first one was a good length delivery that he's just manipulated by opening his wrists, opening the face of the bat, getting it behind square on the offside. Second delivery too full, works it through the gap. And then that one again, just using the pace, and it's brought about a change in the field because there's a cover sweeper gone out about 10 yards off the rope, and Mala's got triple doubles, back to back to back twos. Really good batting.
This will be a dot ball. We've seen Ian Bell talk about it, tap and run, and try and make the opponents make that field change that allows a better area to open up for you as a run scoring opportunity, a favorite area.
And it's brought about that change in the field as well, hasn't it? Because point now has gone backward. Mala unable to beat the gap that time. Just a little bit of turn for Maqsood, a bit shorter.
And Maqsood's not someone who will shy away from using the crease as well, little.
Good batting, 7 runs from the over at this stage of the game. That's really profitable stuff with 0 risk. Excellent from the Nepali captain. It's 56 for 1.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साँचो। कुमारी बैंकमा खाता 26 लाख सम्मको फाइदा।
थप जानकारीको लागि नजिकैको कुमारी बैंकको शाखामा सम्पर्क गर्नुहोला।
सुरु गरौँ परिवारको सुरक्षाको संस्कार।
So the construction work continues and players not taking a formal drinks break, but I think just being allowed to get a few liquids on. Very, very hot indeed. Talking to our driver coming out here this morning from where we're staying in downtown Rui, the old town of Muscat. he was saying it's significantly hotter for this time of year than it usually is. Usually in September they get a lovely cooling off phase and they get a nice wind coming across to keep things cool, but right now 38 degrees centigrade, that's 100 Fahrenheit, believe it or not, and even the home side asking for the few extra liquids to be run on.
There's a construction work going on outside, just outside the playing area. It's going on inside the playing area too. These two constructing a very good partnership, bringing Nepal back into the game. There was an early hiccup, which has now been sorted. 11 overs, 56 for 1. You'll take that most day. The team will continue from Al-Amirat end. 3 fielders inside the circle on the off, 1 patrolling the sweeper area.
Yeah, for Oman, they're going to need a breakthrough from Mohammad Nadeem. Or Zishan Maksud, the tournament's joint leading wicket taker, but it was Nadeem who had the golden arm there in Kathmandu. Was constantly finding those breakthroughs.
At the moment, Nadeem is foregoing his slip, and hence he has a man at catching position at mid-wicket, a short mid-wicket. Andrew, you mentioned that he bowls that heavy ball as well at times. The batsman trying to compensate by using the depth of the crease, you feel?
A lovely shot and a good hand, really firm hand from Mohammad Nadeem has probably cut off the boundary.
That could have been close. Direct hit could have been very, very close.
Yeah, 8 wickets in 4 appearances from Mohammad Nadeem in the last international match, all the way 18 months ago. 580 days later, in fact it's 581 days later for Oman. They got back on the pitch in international cricket. They did have a series against Mumbai. Big learnings from that series. This very ground. Good batting again from Sheikh. Will get through for a single. Came out on the wrong side of some heavy defeats.
Twice in this over now, they've hit it almost nowhere but completed a single. The early one being risky, this time a little bit more, a little bit better. And this is what happened 2 balls ago. He was late to start off, was also a little hesitant. Direct hit could have been really, really close. This is what happens when you build that pressure, when you cut off those boundaries a little. Mullah on 21 will face Nadeem. Catch it is the call. Thank you, says the fielder. Number 19 would say, that's what I do day in and day out. Andrew, those singles have brought this wicket. What do you feel?
Well, it's Mohammad Nadeem with the golden arm. He's done it again. That slightly slingy action, it was a wide half volley, not a good delivery. But all Gyanendra Malla can do is hit it straight to a delighted debutant at backward point. Nestor Damba has taken the simplest of catches. Nadeem keeps doing what he's doing at the ripe old age of 39. What a man he is. An all-round cricketer, an all-round star for Oman. Malla is going to be distraught. He's gone for 21 from 33 deliveries. Nepal now 58 for 2.
Once again gets the start but doesn't convert it into a big one. Sheikh would be kicking himself. Mullah was distraught at the other end too. Watching that ball being clasped to perfection.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको।
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा। यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dishome Fiber Net.
The star from the previous match comes to the middle, walking in at number 4. He will get more time today to build that innings. Rohit Patel. Beg your pardon, it was Malla who went back.
Rohit Patel is in at number 4. Fine knock yesterday. Not his most fluent, a real battling innings. He struggled throughout. Strike rate almost the entire way throughout that knock was hovering between 30 and 40. He looked like he was going to be dragging the game right out to the very final over, but just at some critical moments started finding some boundaries. 3 big sixes helped pick that strike rate up, and he ended up getting his side over the line. It was very interesting chatting to Dav Watmore last night, the Nepal head coach, as Patel gets off the mark. With Nepal 59 for 2 after 12. He was saying he agreed. He didn't feel that it was a fine innings from Patel, but the thing he loved about it was the fact that the 19-year-old didn't give it away. So many youngsters would have felt the pressure, felt the discomfort, and just...
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
के भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साँचो। कुमारी बैंकमा खाता 26 लाख सम्मको फाइदा।
थप जानकारीको लागि नजिकैको कुमारी बैंकको शाखामा सम्पर्क गर्नुहोला।
सुरु गरौँ परिवारको सुरक्षाको संस्कार।
Brain. And today he's got to build the innings once again. That's what cricket does to you, isn't it? 100 yesterday would mean nothing today. That's something like that. He's got to build that innings again. Maqsood. I think the batsman has scored more runs off the edge of the bat today to Maqsood in that particular region rather than the full phase of it. They're quite happy gliding the ball.
I think again he's played for that. There's no edge there. He's just working that behind square in the offside. You're watching it right onto his bat, opening the face, gets through for a single. It's good batting. Again, no real turn on offer for Maqsood, just going on with the arm.
He's being very tactical with the release point though. Doesn't shy away from coming a little wider to create that angle to trouble the batsman. Maqsood's got a slip. And will he come to good use?
Good running. Great effort at the stop from the skipper Maqsood, making good ground across to his left. Well backed up by Sandeep Good. He's a real live wire. Keep an eye on him. That extra cover, one of the critical fielding positions.
Nicely negotiated. Meeting the ball under his eyes. Rohit Patel.
Slower through the air, and I think that may well have been the leg break. Coming out, very different action altogether. A bit of variation from the Omani captain. 3 runs coming from that over. Nepal 62 for 2.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज
Playing a miss. And Oman now on the attack, slip and gully into play. They know that Nadeem is one of their trump cards. And good to see Maksud going on the attack. That's just always fields in his big wide brim floppy hat, and keep your eyes on him. If he takes a good catch or gets to 50 or 100 later today, we'll see some exuberant celebrations. Celebrations yesterday were all a bit more muted. Some emotion as well we saw from Madank Patel, just how much that century meant for him, for USA. Good batting. Is on the hop a little, that's the extra pace of Nadeem, but gets into the leg side. An immediate call through for the single.
Very well responded by Sheikh. Podell, for a man who's hit it, knew that he can cover the yards. But great response from Sheikh. Trusting his partner, putting his head down and running. Now, Oman wanted a wicket at that stage, they got it. They got rid of the skipper, Gyanendra Malla.
Just guided off the face of the bat, and Kalimullah was just a little slow to get going. Such a short boundary down there that he will just keep it to a single. And that's going to be interesting to see throughout the day how that comes into play. Will we see some of the batsmen from the other end of the ground to the bowler, currently the pavilion end? Will they target the leg side? Will they look to take on the sort of 55-metre hits? It's particularly short on the corners around what will be a cow corner, or from this end of the ground is the third man, of course. That's a lovely shot, square drive, and good work in the deep. And Shahid Khan, one of the three men on debut for Oman. Perhaps if you're just tuning in for the first time today on ICC.tv, you're very welcome indeed. Or you could be watching on there on fan code the Dream 11 app in the Indian subcontinent. That's India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan, or the Maldives, or back in Nepal, where we know for a fact that millions are watching on Action Sports HD. Very welcome indeed. Andrew Leonard here with Suhas Vedam in the commentary box. And the game is nicely poised, with Nepal having won the toss and decided to have a bat first. Well, they have lost 2 wickets. And just a pick up into the leg side. Going to be more runs. It's timed that quite well, but slow outfield will just make it hold up. 2 more to the total.
What a slow outfield also means there's lots of ground to cover for the fielders, and they've done it really well. The 2 debutants have been very impressive on the field so far. Shoaib and Nestor Thamba. Nestor, of course, has played out the 4 matches of the game, but in this one it's his first. Once again, Andrew, you mentioned that he'll hurry the batsman. This time he did. The batsman lost his timing a little on that shot. Good work by Nadeem. Wanted to go for that extra Wiggins swing on the leg. Missed it completely. Suraj collects it calmly. End of the over. 14 gone. 67 for 2 Nepal.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
Celebrating Kumari Bank Limited's 20 years of adding values.
Kumari Bank.
Maksud will continue. Slip place.
Hit into the air. Fortunately for Nepal, it's just going to land out of reach. Hands on head in the ring. Just scooped up. A bit of a nothing shot. I'm not sure if he was trying to go over mid-off. Mid-off was up in the circle, but just skews off an outside edge. Lands very fortuitously.
Also against the wind, so the ball didn't travel. Lucky on that occasion. There was a fielder lurking. Maksud's kept it tight so far. Now it's important the Sheikh doesn't give it away. Now he's got Podell at the other end, who is always ever ready to pick up that single. Very quick on his feet, nimble feet on either ends for Nepal. Andrew, your thoughts on Sheikh's approach to the innings?
Just a little bit of spin on the ball has ended up deceiving Shoaib Khan. Flicked into the leg side, but the extra revs on that one from Zishan Maksud have made it spin away from him. Almost done him like a bit like a googly. Just got caught in the turf and spin away as a single. Nicely driven down the ground by Powell. Amazing to think this young man, just 19 years of age. Remember, he's probably only, may have been in the side, but definitely only batting 4 because of the injury to Dipender Singh Airi. And how the youngster, the 19-year-old, has stepped up. He scores here of 41 in the first match against Papua New Guinea, followed by a player of the match. Not a player of the match, he was unlucky not to be player of the match with 86. That was because of Sandeep Lamachan. He's 6 for 11. And then 62 not out yesterday. Really fine start for the young man who plays for the Army side there in Nepali domestic cricket. Just his 9th one-day international today, already averaging over 40.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको
सात जीवन घरको
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साँचो। कुमारी बैंकमा खाता 26 लाख सम्मको फाइदा।
थप जानकारीको लागि नजिकैको कुमारी बैंकको शाखामा सम्पर्क गर्नुहोला।
सुरु गरौँ परिवारको सुरक्षाको संस्कार।
Vinod Bhandari to come, Karan Casey to come, Sompal Kame, the all-rounder, bit from Soap, Kushal Malla, Sandeep Lamichhane, the ever-exciting, and then 11th man.
And Nadeem continues to just cause a bit of problems. It's just this funny action. He's a big long run-up, and then the ball is on you much quicker than you think. Very athletic for a man definitely in the latter stages of his career. He seems to hurry every batsman he bowls to.
But why do you think the batsman was putting the timing on that shot as well? Is he trying to hit it too hard?
There's an aspect to that. Sheikh just needs to rely on his technique, his timing. Again, the ball rushing the batsman, just quicker on him than Sheikh can anticipate, and he's definitely causing problems. I'd like to see a slip in place here, even though Sheikh's on 40. I think that Nadeem could just produce something that might find an outside edge.
The lone wicket that Nadeem's picked up so far is when the batsman was coming after him, not when he was trying to defend. But now with a little bit of shape that Nadeem's generating, a slip wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Maksud, the skipper, is a lone man inside the circle on the leg side. Here's Nadeem. Straight to the skipper. No damage done.
Yeah, really good stuff this from Mohammed Nadeem. Just bringing Oman back into the game a touch. Remember, they'll have been rocked in a big way. The absence of the leading run scorer in the tournament, Aqib Ilyas. In fact, he was the player of the Tri-Series in Kathmandu. Omani's star batter, really. And Power Ali, probably their star all-rounder, the leg-spinning opening batsman. Both of those players, not only not in the starting 11 today, not able to take part as sub-fielders, so just the one man, Sufyan Mahmood, who's the 12th man if there's any injuries to cover. And then late approval for the extra man, Prithu Kumar, who can come on as a 13th man if they do have 2 injuries. And with the oppressive heat, I think that's a pretty sensible decision. In fact, my thermometer now has just tipped 40 degrees at 3:40 p.m. local time. It's as hot as it's been. I've been here for about 10 days now. It's as hot as it's been so far.
He's also turning the heat on, Mohammad Nadeem. 4 dot balls strung together. This garland of dot balls, will that be changed or will it continue to have another pearl? This over, dot, 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 pressure on. How's Sheikh gonna reply?
Quick single, chance taken, directed, going to be very close indeed. Ahmed Shah Pakteen was quick into position and he gives it not out. There was jumping celebrations from the fielders all around him. This looks very, very close indeed. We're going to need to rely on the replay. The direct hit was effective, but let's take a look. Those dot balls built up the pressure. Sheikh quick off the mark. Look at this. Jatinder Singh has made good ground. Oh, was he not just short?
Rightly so, very excited. He's still there, he's still there. But right now he's yet to believe that a 22 yards is actually a 22 yards. Ask him, he'll probably say it's 100. He's just about made it. This game's of inches too. We talk about yards and the boundaries being shorter. This is a game of inches too. More bounce and guided well too. 2 more runs added to the tally. Shoaib will dispatch the ball. The fielding has been excellent today, Andrew.
Yeah, not bad at all. 16 overs gone apart from that drop catch. Nepal 74 for 2. After this we're going to have a change in...
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ
Dish Home Fiber Net.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साँचो कुमारी बैंकमा खाता 26 लाख सम्मको फाइदा
थप जानकारीको लागि नजिकैको कुमारी बैंकको शाखामा सम्पर्क गर्नुहोला
सुरु गरौँ परिवारको सुरक्षाको संस्कार
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ
Dish Home Fiber Net.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा। यो योजना डिसोम फाइबरनेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dish Home FiberNet.
Celebrating Kumari Bank Limited's 20 years of adding values.
भाइ सामान पुर्याउने अनि आइहाल्यो है, अरू सामान पुर्याउनु छ। मार्बलको पाइप जडान गरेको घरलाई पनि के भन्नुपर्छ? एकदम ठिक छ, कुरा मिलाऊ। के हो? ओ मन्दै नमस्कार। अनि घर सर बेच्नु छोडेर यतातिर कता नि? यो त साइड जब दाइ, यो चाहिँ मेन। जाऊ न दाइ, तातो चिसो के ल्याऊ? मलाई तातो चिसो दुवै आउने मार्बल पाइप दिनुस् न। त्यही त बेच्नु बसेछु। यो मेरो छोरा विदेशबाट आएको, नयाँ घर बनाएको, पाइप किन्न आएको। ए भाइ, यहाँ सरलाई यहाँ मार्बलको पाइप फिटिङ सुधा झिक्देऊ त। हेर जाऊ, सामान राम्रो छ, ढुक्क हुनुहोस्। थाहा छ, त्यसैले त यही लिन आएको
हो। मार्बलका सीपीवीसी प्रोडक्टहरू अमेरिकन लाइसेन्स अन्तर्गत उत्पादित, अरू भन्दा 25% बढी प्रेसर वहन गर्न सक्ने क्षमताका साथ 50 वर्ष भन्दा बढी विश्वभरि रुचाइएको एनएसएफ अमेरिकाद्वारा प्रमाणित फ्लोगार्ड ब्रान्ड, साथै मार्बलका यूपीवीसी प्रोडक्टहरू लेड फ्री, यूवी रेसिस्टेन्ट र हाई इम्प्याक्ट स्ट्रेन्थ भएको।
विदेशमा पनि फ्लोगार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल।
अनि पाइप फिटिङको लागि मार्बलकै सल्भेन्ट सिमेन्ट राखिदिनुस् है।
सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
Jamil Zaidi, former manager of the Oman team. They're famously at that T20 World Cup in India in 2016. He's going to come in and join me now in a moment. Jamil, how are you? Great to catch up again.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Nice to be again for a long time. I'd like to thank all the viewers who are watching this year's match between Nepal and Oman.
Okay, sorry, just getting Jamil's microphone turned on. We'll introduce him in a moment after this ball. Yeah, so Jamil, great to have you and great to see you again. It's been a little bit too long, 18 months or so since
Yes, thank you, and to see you again, and thank you very much for being part of your commentary team. I would like to thank also Oman Cricket.
Jamil, tell us about this project and the development that's going on here. Construction all around the T20 World Cup, just a matter of weeks away.
Yeah, it's really a miraculous development has been taking place in Oman cricket, and we never ever thought that World Cup will be played in Oman.
Big appeal probably just sliding down like a good start to international cricket for Ryan Khan. Just one run coming from his first over, 17 gone, 75 for 2.
Shayan is a very good left-arm bowler and a brilliant batsman as well. And I told you that Oman has got this story of being the host of the International World Cup T20. And all credit goes to the Kimji family, especially Pankaj Kimji, the wife.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लोगार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ।
त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल। सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साँचो। कुमारी बैंकमा खाता 26 लाख सम्मको फाइदा।
थप जानकारीको लागि नजिकैको कुमारी बैंकको शाखामा सम्पर्क गर्नुहोला।
सुरु गरौँ परिवारको सुरक्षाको संस्कार।
Brand new floodlights, 4 floodlights pylons going in at the top end of the ground. It's going to be a media centre, VIP hospitality.
Exactly. Yes, and on top of it, all the cameraman, media center, and it will be royal boxes also there. About 20 boxes are there. Each will be having 20 guests at one point.
Cally Muller returns into the attack from that Al Emirat end. And the construction, we've only got about 5 weeks to complete it all. Are they going to get there in time?
Hopefully it will be by 4th of October. This is the deadline. I think we have been given over to ICC for the rest of the World Cup events.
Could you have ever foreseen a day where, oh man, we're going to co-host a T20 World Cup? How big is that for Oman?
It is beyond our dreams, to be honest with you. First, our dream was to have a green turf, but now, things going way up from our minds,
I was talking with Paul Radley on air yesterday of the National, fine journalist. We'll hopefully hear from him this evening as well when the floodlights kick in. When those floodlights turn on, we are kind of something in a oasis. It's almost like a field of dreams here, isn't it?
Of course. As I told you that when the World Cup hosting is a dream, plus these 4 international lights are on. You have been here last time also. We are playing some other lights, but this is all the international standard lights. So, it is something amazing for everyone in Oman. It's a beautiful shot.
Lovely shot into the leg side, and going to be real work to do in the deep for Sufyan Mahmood, who's on as a sub-fielder, I believe. I'm going to check as to who has gone off. It might actually be Mohammed Nadeem that's off the pitch at the moment, maybe just getting some treatment. But those 2 injuries, Jamil, to the 2 probably most key players in this Omani side, it's a big blow.
Of course, yes. But we do hope